All right, live. All right, live reaction of the dev roundtable. I'll just chop it up, at least like the interesting parts, and leave those in there. Oh, this is loud.
What is going on, fight fans? We have another development update here from Steel City Interactive. We know that you've been wondering what's been happening since the .7 update, so we've gotten the team together to share what we've been working on and what you can expect next. Here with us, we have Ash Habib, the CEO and creative director, as well as Tom Miles, the studio lead here at Steel City Interactive. So, first question right off the bat. How did the .7 update go?
Yeah, 0.7 went really well. In general, fans really liked it. We've had a lot of new players and a lot of existing players play 0.7 as well. We got a lot of feedback, both positive and areas of improvement that we already knew that we wanted to work on.
I think the initial feedback for every update, maybe besides like 6, was always positive. So it's really the stuff you get in the month later,
and we've
really
taken
matters.
a lot of that back to the team, and some of those areas that are known, like punch physics and areas of your defense, we know that overall balance has been an issue as well. So we weren't surprised with the comments and some of the feedback, but in general, like really well, and it's really helped us kind of define some of the next steps that we wanted to take.
That fan input has been super critical during the early access period. What are we going to be doing with that feedback? What are we actually going to be presenting to them in this next update?
Early access is really important for us precisely for that reason. We want to continually improve the game. We've done that over the previous updates with, general balancing, introducing new features.
Oh, let me look at the game.
Movement. But the in-ring action, we felt like
that's old. Show the new.
It's kind of missed the mark.
Show the new. Some of the new stuff is going to be. You can actually throw a lead right hand. I'll say that, which I enjoy.
Make that part of the game feel.
Actually, can I? I don't know if I can say that.
So yeah, we've been working really hard on improving these key areas. I'll probably
cut that out.
And heading towards our full release on console and PC. So whilst this feedback has been pretty invaluable, we've also got a new group of beta testers essentially that have been testing the latest version of the game, and we're delighted to say that it's had an overwhelmingly positive reaction to the changes that we've made. So yeah, we're looking forward to sharing that with you all.
That sounds fantastic. Let's talk about some of those changes.
Sure. So one of the areas we've been working on is just the way the punches look and how they feel in the game. And, based on the multitude of fighters we've got in the game, all the different punch sets, the move sets, we realized that they're not all particularly polished. So we've gone back and reworked a number of punches so that they feel better, they land better, combinations kind of look smoother.
Hold on, I didn't.
And ultimately more rewarding.
Hold on.
So there's been plenty of.
I didn't play that version.
We've been looking at where we felt
that's an overhand.
A bit overpowered, like the back step straight, for example, or the body uppercut. And
I can't go into detail. I have play tested. I just can't go into detail.
Physics. So for example, we've been.
Ooh.
Fighters,
shout out to counter punching.
Punches can land cleanly.
Shout out to the counter punches. Good hooks.
Really landed a clean
good
shot.
uppercut.
We wanted that to feel devastating because that's how it is in boxing, right? When someone lands a big shot.
The hit reactions actually make sense.
Really focused on, because some of the feedback we've been getting about the game is that whilst it is a very technical.
Good jab. Good jab. Nice.
Actual big knockouts and the big shots don't always come across that way, so we've spent a lot of time essentially making those punches look better. Reactions look better as well. But
hey, I play tested. Was one of the play testers, brother. I'm not. This is something new to me. I don't think I've seen all this. Good lord, they really cracking.
So
it feels like the punches are actually look hurt Like you can get hurt by them.
Into the really granular level to make sure that the game feels good. It plays good.
Let me look at that.
Level targeting.
That exchange. Let me see this exchange.
Into the really granular level to make sure that the game feels good.
Some of the hooks, I don't know. Some of the hooks still look a little weird.
Those changes sound fantastic. I've really seen.
And let me. When I say weird, I mean spammable. Like just keep doing it. So,
voice their concerns about this. So it's really cool to see that, we've been making these changes in the game. Another concern that I've seen with the community is in regards to the impacts of punches on stamina and how that impacts the rest of the fight, or how that impacts the fight as it's happening. What are we doing to actually improve that part of the game?
One of the things we really want to do is show the damage that players are causing to their opponents. Also, we really want to make sure that players are conscious of the punches they're throwing, right? So one of the things we've done is we've improved the fighter physics system, which is tied to the state that fighters are enjoying the fight, which means that fighters are visibly more unsteady and when they're in low stamina or low health states. What that does is it really kind of amplifies that when you punch someone, it's really having an impact on someone.
I'm sorry, I have to go back.
That players are conscious of the
to actually improve that part of the game.
One of the things we really want to do is show the damage that players are causing to their opponents. Also, we really want to make sure that players are conscious of the punches they're throwing, right? So one of the things we've done is we've improved the fighter physics system, which is tied to the state that fighters are enjoying the fight, which means that fighters are visibly more unsteady and when they're in low stamina or low health states. What that does is it
So, like, is there it sounds like an increased chance to get a rock if your opponent's in a low stam state?
Fighter physics system, which is tied to the state that fighters are enjoying the fight, which means that fighters are visibly more unsteady and when they're in low stamina or low health states. What that does is it really kind of amplifies that when you punch someone, it's really having an impact on someone. We've also overhauled our arm fatigue system, which punishes players for throwing excessive same-hand punches in a short space of time. In the live game, players do this, see their punch speed increasingly slow. We didn't think that felt authentic, so we made it so the amount of recovery frames between each punch animation increases.
Recovery frames?
Opportunity for their opponent to counter. Means that punches still look and feel realistic.
Oh my God.
Gas fighters also use arm fatigue as well.
That's really amazing.
Again, I've play tested this, like the recovery frames. I can't go into detail, or can I? They're discussing it, so I think I can discuss it. Yeah, the recovery, that's new. I haven't saw that. That's incredible. That's good.
The overhaul to the arm fatigue system, it just makes it look better aesthetically.
Recovery frames. Wow.
It also keeps people from spamming one punch over.
Yeah.
Over.
Wow.
So I absolutely love that change that has been made when it comes to the arm fatigue system. So what can you tell us about the player's ability to punish mistakes and the improvements on how the punch impacts feel?
So look, that's a super important aspect of the game. I feel like with Undisputed in the current live build, it is almost too free-flowing, where at times it can look a little bit rock'em sock'em, where those impactful punches aren't really making a huge difference to the opponent. So we really wanted to change that in a more.
I like that reaction. That was, and it's not some like random head. It's a punch that is bringing its head this way, and it's actually going. I like that.
So we really wanted to change that.
I like that. This looks.
So that it's more of a controlled experience in terms of like if you're getting hit during you throwing a punch and you've been hit with a big counter, like that should stop you in your tracks. And I think the current build didn't really show that very effectively.
Yeah.
So we've made some changes where counter punches are more impactful.
I liked it.
You
Yeah.
have to think about.
I noticed.
Punch you're going to throw next.
I noticed this
and you
change.
Want to be able to throw punches whilst you're getting hit.
Oh, I like that. I like
big
that.
improvement we feel that we've made to the game. But not only that, in terms of the in-ring mechanics, we've also changed, the camera angles and some of the visual effects. So
Camera angle,
I'm
yeah.
pleased to say there's a new default camera.
Yes.
which essentially is more of an in-action camera, which really shows some of the visual effects around the punches. You know, especially
this is the camera angle that's the default. I kind of it kind of can zoom in and you can't really see your opponent's like feet, which bothers me a little bit, but it wasn't too bad.
Punches and counter punches as well, and it just feels more cinematic, where you know you can really see the sweat flying off, the ripples.
Oh wait, let's look at this Wilder power straight. I didn't get to
especially power punches.
Look at this.
It's
the
well.
it's pretty much the
And
Brazil
it just
punch.
feels more
It's the Brazil punch. It's boom, and that motherfucker come out
you
too.
can really see the sweat flying off.
Okay, he still winded up on that hook. That looked crazy. Just a
So
crazy
it's
wind
just,
up. Ooh, ow.
A more engaging experience, but also, you know, we're not removing anything, right? So if you still prefer the zoomed out view, then you can absolutely play with that.
Yeah, all of that sounds absolutely amazing. It feels good when playing it as well. Tom, can you talk about things that have been worked on around punch reaction and blocking?
Yep. So hit reactions have changed a lot. We've added we've improved our fighter model physics, which means that we've added.
My biggest gripe from the playtest was with the blocking. I was like, that turned out to be my biggest gripe because I don't know. I don't want to say too much.
Realistic secondary motion to fighters. You'll see this a lot when fighters get hit. The amount of movement also increases as fighters' stamina and health decreases, which means they're more reactive to a punch later in the fight, just like they are in real life. One of the things we've done is box changed a little bit. So we've increased the block health regen and made it so that when someone blocks a punch, they now move as a result of it, as does the guard, which is a lot more realistic. When you're getting punched and you block it, you do expect that you're going to move. We've also introduced more animated hit stuns and stumbles and increased the rate that those happen. So
yeah,
a lot more diversity of stuns.
I noticed that.
So the impact of well-placed punch.
Yeah,
it's
noticed
all
that.
like super fun and like the gameplay.
They might have to turn that down. It was a lot.
Enough to play this version of the game, and just my ability to slip and roll punches and then rely on my block and have that kind of, you know, the stamina kind of go up and then the block regen come up a little bit much more quicker than it did before. It just gives me this ability to kind of stop the checkmate that would sometimes happen, unfortunately, when playing how the live game is, where you can get the block, the block stamina down all the way and your stamina is low, and then now you can't really move your head effectively, you can't block effectively, and then you have to deal with that. But one thing that's cool is that it's not just heavily focused on that. It also has a flip side to it, right? Because the stamina when it comes to punching, that's also being comes back much quicker as well. So it gives the offensive comes back much. The stamina when it comes to punching, that's also being comes back.
See how slow and labored that is? I assume Lyndon Arthur's stamina was low. It doesn't look like it made a difference on his punch power. Just from that short snippet. I don't know the context of the clip, but that's something I really don't enjoy about the current build of the game.
Back much quicker as well. So it gives the offensive fighter or the attacker more agency to choose, you know, how they do their offense, and the fun element of just kind of trying to, like, the chess match of trying to, you know, outmaneuver or outthink your opponent with those tools that are afforded to both the defensive fighter and the offensive fighter. I think it just makes the game, it almost changes the game, the meta of the game, and makes it really, really, really fun. So with all that being said, will all of this stuff be in the 1.0 update when the game launches?
Yeah, I can confirm all the changes we've talked about just now will be in the launch version of Undisputed. I guess one of the key things around going from early access and even version 1 of the game is the fact that, you know, we will continue to update Undisputed, you know, even past obviously version 1. And
you have to say that because some people are so damn
the obvious thing with
slow.
Undisputed is this is our, you know, first title as a studio. And essentially this is our first shot at a boxing game. And I think for us, the key thing here is, like, this is an evolving game. We'll continue to make those improvements, listen to fan feedback, and we know everything's not going to be perfect. During this entire process, like there's franchises out there that have been going for decades, right? And they still make those improvements after each iteration. And this is our very first one, but we're very, very happy, delighted with the changes that we've made. Some of the feedback that we've been getting again from this change that we've made now, like reading comments and seeing comments like, this is the best version of the game they've played, or this is the best boxing game that people are now playing. So it's really encouraging to see the changes we've made to Undisputed, and I can't wait for players to get their hands on the changes that we've made.
Yeah, that all sounds amazing. And the cool thing is that these are the core things that, the community has been asking for in terms of the gameplay. They wanted that gameplay refined and kind of almost changed. And I think we got it to a point where we definitely are getting it to as close as to what they're asking for. But we got to keep it 100% here for the audience. And I'm looking right at the community. We are looking right at the community, and we want to know, they've asked for a lot of different things. What's not going to make it into the launch version of 1.0?
Yeah.
So look, we have had to make some choices.
Hey, that's not, no. Look at this.
Of 1.0.
Ash.
So look.
Bro, just say it, bro.
We have had to make some tough choices for the launch version of the game.
That's fucking funny.
We have a robust roadmap of free updates and paid DLC post-launch. And we're excited to share more about that with you soon.
Okay, that all sounds interesting. Can you go into a little bit more detail of what those things are exactly?
Sure. We've made, again, difficult decisions. One of those was we had to remove clinching from the game. So, we know it's an integral part of boxing, but we found that players only
it's
really
too
use
finicky.
A fraction of the time.
And it's too finicky, and it always reminds me back to the creator event with Sean Porter. He would clinch, like regain stamina, explode, 5, 6, 7, 8 punches, clinch, regains. And then the overall just look of it it's just no. I'm really glad they actually stopped wasting their time with that. Honestly, it was never going to emulate the sport. That's why when some people just wanted to be copy and paste of like real boxing into a game, that's damn near impossible. But I'm a shield. I'm being an apologist for them and making excuses for them. I'm just being that's what some people are gonna say, but that's just real. That's just real. They weren't gonna solve that. I ain't gonna lie. The referee might be next. I ain't gonna lie. But
are exactly
sure. We've made again difficult decisions. One of those was we had to remove clinching from the game. So we know it's an integral part of boxing, but we found that players only really used it intentionally, a fraction of the time. It also didn't look great, and it wasn't a very useful boxing tool as we would have liked. So, essentially we've replaced it with the push mechanic, which does give fighters that space, if they do need, to break up the fight, which is working pretty well right now. But with regards to clinch, essentially we're going to go back to the drawing board, see how we can make it look better. And, because I feel
they're not even just giving up on it.
In many aspects of the game.
I thought they was just giving up. I was like, you should. But okay, keep fighting. Keep fighting, I guess.
Just wasn't cutting it. So, yeah, it's not something that we're scrapping, of course. We're essentially just going to go back and see how we can make it better before we put it back in again.
We also won't have the vulnerability system on full launch. Like I said, we've had to take some really difficult decisions on what we actually put in. What we have done is really focused on improving the core experience of the game and how it feels to fight.
No vulnerability, okay, but I feel like with the counter punching and just the anti-spam ability, I think that'll give them time for a vulnerability system. I think that gives them some time. I'll say that. But I want to see how that vulnerability system looks for sure.
and how it feels to be in the ring. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that we've had to put on the back burner.
Yeah, I mean, I know it wasn't easy to not have that stuff come into 1.0, but it's still good to hear that we're still considering those things and we're still working on those things on the back end.
Look, exactly. You know, we're going to try and get as much of this stuff in Undisputed after launch. We've had to revisit, you know, a few things, such as like the custom character creator share, gameplay sliders, even having the referee in the ring. So all of these, you know, aspects and mechanics have been put into the game, but essentially we weren't happy with the level of polish around them. So we're just going to take a little bit longer to introduce these post-launch.
So we've heard what's coming, and we know what's going to be saved for later. But you know the community is watching, Ash. You know the community is watching, so I have to ask you this question. They won't let me live it down if I don't ask you. When is this game coming out for consoles and
be on a
PC
trailer
as well for that 1.0 update or the 1.0 launch? When is that going to happen, Ash?
So look, I know I probably sound like a bit of a broken record when I give interviews as well. We can't reveal that today, but I guess the difference this time is we will have an update very soon. So make sure you stay tuned.
All right, that's all the time.
Very soon, okay.
Today, but we're going to put some previews in here right at the end so you guys can see a clip. So don't go away. You're going to see a clip of previews of things that we've mentioned here in the round table, but things we also didn't mention, new things that will be coming to the 1.0 launch. I want to thank Ash, the CEO and creative director, as well as Tom Miles, the studio lead here at Steel City Interactive. And for you at home, enjoy.
After one round of boxing, your winner by knockout, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Well, look at his eyes. I'm nitpicking, but
Crawford.
that was fucking hilarious. Oh, nice. The actual belt. Oh.
I'm a fighter. I am everything you fear.
Oh, new belt. Ooh. This shit ass. This shit doo-doo. If y'all gonna use a song, use This Could Be. You already know that, but this is whatever. I'm sorry to whoever the artist is. Oh yeah, okay. Little punch tracking. Overhand. Just stun. Ooh, stun him. Punch follow through. They talked about recovery frames. I don't see it right there. But watch this double hook. I don't see it. I don't see it right there. I don't know. I don't see it. Hey, y'all notice though. They didn't really say anything about, you know, adding new tools, like some more lunging punches moving forward for inside fighters. Just saying, we leaving that on the table. Inside fighting needs to really be looked at. It really needs to be looked at. But as a play, I'm gonna have a video drop tomorrow about my thoughts as someone that's play tested. I can't give too much stuff because of an NDA. And then also, I don't want to oversay things and be held accountable if something goes wrong on update 1.0. You know, people come back and say, I said this was good, but it's not actually good in that update because something happened. So look for that tomorrow. But I'm out. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.